I don't know how a film like keeps getting better and better and better and better. Like, this is amazing. But I guess is the poet in today?
It is actually. Chris, do you want to just identify yourself there?
Hi, Chris. Really, really, really lovely. Very kind of glacial, and I hope you don't mind me saying it does remind me a little bit of kind of Catherine Bigelow's style, with kind of very cold colours. But obviously for a reason, because of the poem itself. Who found who first? Did the poet find the filmmakers?
The co-director who I made the film with, Ra Page, he actually runs a publishing house called Comma Press, and they also do adaptations of poems and short stories. So
local.
Yeah, very local, very. I run a digital SLR video group at Mad Lab, and Comma Press have an office in Mad Lab as well. So that's kind of how we met. And also Comma Press published Chris, a lot of Chris's poems previously, so and Rod always wanted to make a film of this poem, but kept offering it to different filmmakers and nobody took it up for some reason. I don't quite sure why, but when I read it, I just thought it was absolutely amazing, and just thought, yeah, we have to make a film of this poem. And it was a 2-person production, which was really well,
wow.
The whole thing. And we went to the Fell Runners Association to try and find an actual runner. So Roger, who's in there, he is actually 68 years old, and he is a fell runner. So we were really, really lucky.
Yeah, I was going to say that was going to be my next question. Where did you find Roger?
We went to Hayfield Scout Hut and found him there. There was actually a race called the Kinder Trial on Kinder Scout, and so we went there and we kind of asked all the people there, does anybody know anybody? And Roger, there was a couple of ageing, if you like, maturer runners, and Roger said, yeah, I'd love to do it, I'm retired, why not? And so there was only certain weekends that we could have him, because he races every other weekend. He's really prolific. So the weekend that we had him for both days, it was the blizzard.
Perfect. Again, answers my next question. Did you have to kind of specifically pick your day based on the weather, or did you just go into it?
We didn't plan it, actually, so it was a lucky accident, and I think it actually makes the film much more pertinent, and my toes froze for such a long time. We had Roger, if you actually go on my Facebook, if you're a friend of mine, or if you go on, some of it's public actually, so you should be able to see there's actually photographs of Roger wrapped in duvet, hot water bottles in my car, and poor guy, he ran in shorts the whole time. And we went up, Stoodley Pike is the last shot, which if anyone's ever been up to Stoodley Pike, it's such a big hill.
We walked all the way.
Yeah, we walked all the way up there with the gear, and Roger ran the whole way, even though he'd ran most of the 2 days that we were. Yeah, he was absolutely phenomenal. And then we took it back when we finished it. We took it back to the Scout Hut, to the Kinder Downfall. And all the runners came after the run, and then we played it at the Scout Hut, and Chris was there, and kind of read his poem there as well. So we did a reading and then showed the film, which was quite good.
It's always astonishing. I mean, obviously, it is a really short film. But I guess, can I ask you a question, please, Chris? Would that be okay? As a poet, obviously you have your own vision of what the poem looks like, but you can't control how that vision looks to other people. Is that how you saw it when you wrote it?
It was based on I used to take a dog out for a walk in the morning, and it was based on a guy who ran up the front of Holcombe Hill, where I live, every morning, whether it was raining, snow, sleet, wind, and he just kept on running down again. And I sort of got to know him, and he was never out of breath, at the bottom, and I thought he was very impressive. So I suppose I had that image initially in mind, but I think what Adele and Ra have done with it is superb. I mean, I think the take is very good, and I think you write the poem, then it goes off. It has its own sort of life, and people make of it what they want, if anything. And I think Adele and Ra's take on that is excellent. I like it very much.
Superb, got the approval, that's pretty good. Nice, yeah, absolutely. I mean, obviously when you're painting a picture with words, you kind of imagine it, but I love kind of the liner, whereas shots of billowing, and you've got that shot of his legs, and like the shorts are flapping, like these luminous shorts, and just getting this guy's bomb sort of like running up this hill.
I must say actually that there was a moment, because of the weather, and Rob was kind of saying, no, we can't have him in shorts. And I was going, no, we have to have him in shorts. We have to have him in shorts. So it was a bit like a negotiation, and then we said to Roger, do you mind? Because it's really cold. He went, no, I don't mind at all. It's fine. And the string, we actually did compromise with the string vest, because we just thought there's no way we could actually have it in a string vest and shorts. And, you know, so we kind of, that's why we then took it into the string vest and took it inside. So the kind of, you know, the inside, outside, have been preparing. And there was a few, because the adaptations are quite interesting, there was a few kind of takes on it. At first we were going to have, because we couldn't get Roger for a lot of the time, we only did a 3.5 day shoot, but that's for the whole thing. So we were just a bit concerned that we wouldn't have enough material, so we thought about another line where we'd have a younger runner, and so we'd have the passage of time over his lifetime. But the runner that we had for that then couldn't make it, so we just thought, oh, we'll have to go with just the one guy. So I think the weather and just the kind of, just having him running constantly, keeping it simple, kind of helped the kind of narrative along. And Josh Moran is actually kind of an actor, so having his very, very gravelly voice was kind of really helpful. And the music was actually copyleft. So because I work in the Manchester College, I make videos for the Manchester College, so I trawl through copyleft music all the time, and so found this piece of music and I just thought that'd work. It was so weird. And we had a negotiation because Rob was like, well, I'm not quite sure we should use free music because, you know, the other people might, you know, maybe we should have a composer, and so I put Johnny's voice to that music and it just worked. So we kind of, you know, and then edited it on top of that. So.
Yeah, the soundtrack as well is quite magical. I kind of like that contrast between something quite pulsy, quite electronic, and then you've got kind of like this life-affirming, mature runner that eats hills for breakfast. So it's fantastic, it really is. So, any questions or statements or comments from the audience?
I just wanted to make a statement. I like the photographic approach to like frames. Like this. Just, yeah.
So you did the DOP?
It was a bit of both actually. Ra had a lot of the ideas of what types of shots, and also chose the locations and did the catering, I have to say. I did the driving and a lot of the camera work because I've got a 5D Mark II, and Ra did a couple of shots, but he did a lot of the kind of then logging the shots, and I did the editing. But the kind of the vision, I suppose, was mainly a lot of the shot setups was Ra, but then I actually filmed it. So and we had to adapt some of it because of the weather. So you know, some of the down shot, the very beginning shot, you know, that was actually a frozen lake. So, and there was a shot that, interestingly enough, there was a shot that Ra really wanted to have with Roger running along, but it just became this massive blizzard, and I couldn't see anything. So and then we went back the next day, and it was just even worse. There was loads of fog. So it was just the certain shots we couldn't get, but then we kind of adapted because of the shots that we did have. So, and then the bits of the running shots, we kind of went back 2 weeks later, and obviously there was no snow then. So we went back the next weekend to get some kind of pick-up shots, and with Roger not in there. And actually, I'll tell you a secret. One of the shots is Ra, and that's the kind of the tall shot with the kind of the hill, because that weekend we didn't have Roger. So he actually said, well, I'll do it. So, and you can't tell because it's so far away, but there's a little secret that you...
So you didn't use like any filters or lighting, or it was all the weather?
There's a little tiny bit of grading in there, and because I tried to do some grading, and it made everything pixelated because it was so kind of white and stark. When we put colour grading on there, it went so really pixelated, because if you know anything about 5D Mark II or any kind of digital SLR really, the footage that you get is encoded already, so it's actually H.264, which isn't raw, so if you put anything on top of that, it kind of loses quality. So, and especially if then you go to DVD, so it just completely pixelates. And I apologise for the scanning, because I think that's actually the projector that was kind of, because it's a HD disc, so I apologise for the scanning of things that was going on down. But yeah, so a lot of it is actually the colour of the actual footage. So, but you know, the digital SLR is amazing. We use a micro lens on some of the shots as well. So.
Everyone's got a Mark II these days, it's so annoying.
If you have got one and you want to come to Bocchier, it's called Bocchier, it's at Mad Lab, first Thursday of every month, please come. And there's a few people who actually, Julie who's on the door and Martha, they've been, so they can tell you all about it if you're interested. Come and see me after.
Would a person holding the 550D be okay, or is that too low?
Oh no, any digital R that makes videos basically, Canons, Pentax, Nikons, any of them that actually make video, and it doesn't have to be HD. So.
Yeah, but only Canon really matters.
Disagree. Any digital, as long as it does video, and it's a digital SLR, it's interchangeable lenses. So if you come with a mobile phone, that's great. You can make films with them, but this group is particular for digital SLRs. It's called Bocchier, and it's been running about a year and a half, and it's free, by the way. So it's kind of almost like a film school, kind of where it's peer-led, so peer education. So everybody kind of helps each other. So, and there's people from like editors, camera people, you know, people who are interested in writing, actors, different people comes.
Oh, thank you. Are there any other questions or anything? Yes. No, wonderful. Okay, thank you very much.
Cheers.